in Texas.
Mr. President, I know that we are going to eventually vote on the DOD, the Department of Defense appropriations bill, and it may pass tonight. The cloture may be invoked. If it isn't, it will be in 30 hours. So I think that the bill that is before us is not what is driving actually the timing of this vote. At 12:15 in the morning on Friday morning, I think that what is driving it is health care. And I believe that all of us are going to support most of us are going to support the Department of Defense appropriations bill when the time is right. But I think that it is very important that we have the opportunity to talk about the health care bill that is the underlying bill that will be the next piece of legislation that is considered. And I hope that people are looking at the underlying bill that we have before us, because it's so important for the quality of every family, every person in this country, that we have a health care system that is affordable, is available, and is the quality health care that we've known in our country for all these years. And I think what concerns so many of us is that we're concerned that if we have a health care reform, that instead of providing more access to more people to have the quality health care that we all want every American to have, that we're going to lose the choices and the patient-doctor relationships if we have a health care takeover that increases costs. And the bill that is the underlying bill is actually going to start taxing every drug that people take, every medical equipment, piece of equipment that they buy, and insurance companies that are going to have to raise their prices to accommodate the taxes that are in the bill. The bill starts the taxes 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today, the taxes on this health care bill start. The health care bill itself doesn't start for 4 years, so I think the people of America are saying, what am I hearing? What am I hearing that taxes start next year, but there's no health program that will give me some kind of new option for 4 years? It just really doesn't seem like the way we have had policy made in our country before, where you would be taxed for 4 years before there would ever be a program that you could sign up for. So I think that's what we are going to be dealing with in the next few days. And I think the people of America are very concerned about the bill and the explanations of the bill that we hear. Now, it could be that this bill has changed. We don't know because we haven't seen a new bill come forward, but we've heard that a new bill is being written. So we don't know for sure what it says. But the bill that was introduced and that we have been debating for 3 weeks now has tax increases. It's about $500 billion over a 10-year period of tax increases, mandates, employer business expenses, individual mandates for every person to have health care coverage or pay a fine. And it could be $750 per person, the fine. It could go up from there. Every employer is going to have to offer a specified type of health care coverage, or they're going to have a mandate that will require fines as well. So I think the American people have been watching this debate and trying to listen to what's in this bill, and what I'm getting in my office is more questions. I have had teletown meetings, and people are calling in with questions. They're legitimate questions. And when they hear that there are so many taxes and mandates, and then the government is going to start saying what would be covered in any kind of plan, people are becoming very concerned. And I think that what happened a few weeks ago, the task force that came out and changed the guidelines for mammograms in this country for women, we've all been told for so many years that early detection is what has saved lives. And in fact, that's true. We know that early detection has saved lives. So women have been encouraged to get mammograms starting at the age of 40. And at the age of 40, they start having mammograms on an annual basis. But a few weeks ago, a task force that's a part of the bill that would have the government single-payer system, the task force then began to change the guidelines. And the guidelines were then that you don't need to have a mammogram under the age of 50. So you don't need mammograms at the age of 40. You start at 50, and then it's every other year. Well, that concerned women all over our country. And this task force that made this recommendation is the same task force that is going to be making the recommendations about what kind of health care coverage there will be in the underlying bill that is before us. So it begins to look like there is going to be a government task force saying what would be covered in a government plan, and that it's no longer women who are 40 and above, it's now women who are 50 and above. So those women between 40 and 50 are not going to have that same kind of access. And I just think it's a concern that people are saying, well, if it's going to happen on mammograms, what else is it going to happen on? What else is going to be taken away from me by a government task force instead of my doctor and me making that decision? So I think that there are many questions in this bill, many questions about what this means to my doctor-patient relationship. And I think people around the country would like for us to say, let's stop here. Let's do this in a way that people know how it's going to affect them, how it's going to affect their families.